Recently, I've been diving deeper into AI. And the deeper I go, the more uneasy that I feel. Most of us are pretty comfortable with things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Siri. They're kind of like a better Google search. But with those, we're just barely scratching the surface of what's to come. In fact, right now, 7 out of 10 of us are worried about what's here and what's coming. And here's why I'm one of them. I had a telling moment a while back that made this statistic a little more personal. I was watching a video of a man who said he was 80 years old. He had this perfect voice, natural pauses, a sincere tone. He was human in every way. Yeah, at least I thought. Then I read the description. This image and voice is AI generated. Wow. And I couldn't really tell the difference. Well, then there was this follow-up video where this same man or image said he was 72. Gosh, yesterday he was 80. Funny, maybe, but I felt betrayed. It was a trust issue. I mean, if I can't trust my own eyes, what can I trust? I'm Mel, and in my last video I said that AI, artificial intelligence, scared me, but I was going to dive in anyway. So here I am, back. And in this video I'm going to try to uncover why so many of us fear what's here and what's coming, and try to determine if this fear is justified, or if this is just us reacting to the loudest voice in the room. And speaking of loud voices, AI industry leaders are making a lot of predictions that are extremely optimistic, even grandiose. The problem is that we don't know what to believe. Still, when 70% of us feel uneasy about AI, it's worth digging into. And roughly 3 or 4 out of every 10 people believe AI could even become a very serious threat. But a threat to what? First is the fear of job loss. 60 to 70% of us worry about that, and they should. AI is replacing all kinds of jobs right now. Management teams are being slashed. Many marketing teams are being eliminated. Young people, well, they're revising their education goals. Or they're just completely unsure of which industries to pursue. Like I said, this isn't a future issue. This is happening right now. Many are even promising that very soon we won't even need to work. But how do we survive the transition from here to there? Yeah, the there seems like a paradise, but it's the here where the bills are due, where our bills need to be paid. And no one is talking about that gap. Now, here's the second fear: deep fakes and misinformation. And close to 60% of us worry about this. Can you trust what you see anymore? I mentioned my recent experience with that video, but today we're even seeing fake videos of politicians. And AI voices are scamming grandparents who think they're talking to their grandchildren, taking money from them. We can't trust the evidence, the photos, the videos, the voices. So how are we to know what's real? The third fear is the loss of human connection. We're already lonely. It's an epidemic, and people are replacing people with AI chatbots, fake companions, fake boyfriends and girlfriends. Those are the big fears. But are they justified? Maybe we're overstating it, maybe being just a little dramatic. I've lived through enough ends of the world scenarios to know that we have a 100% survival rate, at least so far. Let's look back 100 years, the Great Depression, nuclear weapons, world wars. Each time people believed the end of civilization was upon us. Each time we adapted. Let's go back 1,000 years. We had the Black Death. The Industrial Revolution. Again, people thought the world would collapse. And again, we came through. So, if we've always survived, what in the world are we worried about right now? Won't we just shift a little bit and then fly right on through? Maybe. But I think it's the speed of change that's going to make this time so much harder to adapt to. It can get really hard when change happens so fast, too quickly for us to keep our equilibrium. How do we adjust our stride when every footfall requires a pivot and change of direction? How can we not feel unsettled? And that's just talking about the speed of change, but that might just be the half of it. AI presents an even deeper reason why this change might be different than any before it. Most revolutions challenged our physical, our muscle. This one might just be the first to challenge human thinking. Some talk of it in terms of losing our souls. That's the promise that no other revolution previously presented, and that's what scares me the most. It's no longer just an economic problem, it's a soul problem. So I've decided that the best course of action is to choose how we respond to it. I hold this deep belief. We were born to be flexible. Poisons have their antidotes. Fears have their opposites. We can become paralyzed, or we can choose to keep our eyes wide open and stand our ground. Choices. It's always about choice. In the next few videos, I'm going to stop talking about AI and start talking to AI. For instance, what if a future version of Alexa came knocking at your door? Would you let her in? Well, I did, and I'm going to share how that went. Then I'll bring you along as I interview my AI agent to see if it can handle a 75-year-old's perspective. First, though, meet me in the comments. What's your position on AI? Does it bother you? Do you use it? Your perspective is just as important as anyone else's. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.